That's 6:30. Fox 30 Action News Jax starts right now.
Just hours ago, a protest tour in Florida started its 15-city bus tour in Jacksonville. Right now, the so-called Stay Woke bus tour moving through Gainesville. Good evening, I'm John Bachman.
And I'm Megan Moriarty in for Tanika Hughes. Those protests are against legislation in Florida critics say target the LGBTQ+ community. As Action News Jax Jimmy Marlowe reports, supporters feel these policies are unjustified.
We will never, ever surrender to the woke mob. Our state is where woke goes to die.
That has been Governor Ron DeSantis' stance on a host of culture war issues on topics like gun safety, LGBTQ+ rights, immigration, funding for education, and labor unions, to name a few. In his inaugural speech for his second term as governor of Florida back in January, DeSantis took that sentiment further, saying, quote, "We reject this woke ideology. We seek normalcy, not philosophical lunacy. We will not allow reality, facts, and truth to become optional."
When we fight, we win. When we vote, we win.
We have to keep pushing back against these deadly gun laws. We saw our state ram through permitless carry. That will be enacted on July 1st.
In opposition of some Florida policies and legislation earlier today, the 15-city, nonpartisan Stay Woke rolling protest began in Jacksonville and will travel around the state as 27 young voters who say they are acting as modern-day freedom riders plan to speak out against ideals and legislation that they believe are divisive and unjust.
It's about making change. And how do we do that? By voting.
Devin Vilfrard is one of the 27 participants in the rolling protest, and he says that the mission is to activate greater voter turnout, but to also encourage younger Americans to run for elected positions.
But it's the act of knowing what you want to vote for, why you want to vote, what issues matter to you and impact you, and that means being a part of the voting process by being on the ballot, by being the people that we vote for, so you can make the change you want to see.
On the South Bank, for local coverage you can count on, I'm Jimmy Marlowe for Action News Jax.
Action News Jax first told you about the protest last night. It goes through the end of the week. We've mapped out the stops planned in Florida. They include Tampa, Miami, and Orlando. The tour ends in St. Augustine with a protest at the city's Civil Rights Museum.
Let's take a look at some of the recent controversial bills which could be part of this protest. Last month, Action News Jax told you when Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed Senate Bill 1580. It allows healthcare providers and payers to opt out of certain healthcare services. The governor also signed a bill to prevent nurse practitioners from giving gender-affirming care to transgender patients. Another bill signed in May bars instruction about sexual orientation and gender identity in kindergarten through 8th grade.
Today is Juneteenth, a federal holiday marking the day slaves in Galveston, Texas were freed after the Civil War. Right now, Juneteenth is not a state holiday in Florida. Efforts have been made in recent years to recognize Juneteenth in Florida, but it's still creating some conflict. Some Florida historians say Florida's Emancipation Day on May 20th should be a state holiday instead.
So much conversation on the national level, even the state, as far as African American history, and do we teach it, what have you, with our current governor, and so I think it's just something that we need to settle on, recognize it appropriately, and move on.
Last year, a bill was brought to the Florida Senate to recognize both as state holidays. That did not pass. The Jacksonville Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of a man in Durkeeville just before 4 this morning. JSO says that officers found a man dead inside a car off West 6th Street, and it was parked in the middle of the street. JSO believes that the man was shot, saying people in the area did hear the gunshots at the time. The victim has not been identified, but if you know anything about this, you're asked to call JSO or Crime Stoppers.
And right now, giving you a live look over downtown Jacksonville. Right now, we're seeing some clouds overhead, but right now our First Alert weather team is tracking a storm in the tropics. Let's now bring in First Alert Chief Meteorologist Mike Bursch. He's watching what's happening right now with the storm.
Yeah, just upgraded within the last couple of hours. Tropical Storm Brett from Tropical Depression number 3, way out over the Atlantic. I mean, here's the Lesser Antilles. There's San Juan, Puerto Rico. So it's a long ways away. Behind it, though, is yet another system that has the potential potential to develop. Forecast is pretty straightforward over the next few days. The conditions are set up pretty nicely for us to track this system. It won't deviate a whole lot. It's in the longer range when things become trickier, which is no surprise. That's oftentimes the case, and this system should be moving into the eastern or near the eastern Caribbean in roughly about 4 to 5 days by the end of the week and the weekend. It may become a hurricane over the next couple of days, then conditions become less favorable over the Caribbean. There's more shear, and there may also be more of a turn to the north depending on just how strong this system is. But it does look like this weakens before it gets too far into the Caribbean. Always more. Talking the tropics with Mike at actionnewsjax.com and our free First Alert weather app. And I'll talk about our local storm threat coming up here in about just a few minutes.
And to stay on top of the weather, you can download the Action News Jax First Alert weather app. For up-to-the-minute radar, your 7-day forecast, it is all free in your app store. Just search Action News Jax. The Jaguars Stadium of the Future looks to shape the future beyond just the stadium walls.
A sports district would bring development to the surrounding parking lots. As Action News Jax Robert Grant reports, the proposal makes up more than a quarter of the cost.
It's got to be done one way or another.
Some Jags fans say it's the end of the road for TIAA Bank Field as it stands today. It's why season ticket holder Tracy Winfrey went to today's community huddle. He's on board with renovations in and outside of the bank.
You need revenue 365 days a year, and you need revenue outside the bowl itself.
Jaguars president Mark Lamping tells me part of the $2 billion overhaul includes a sports district, shopping, housing, and restaurants in the surrounding parking lots.
All the types of things you need to have a 365 neighborhood where people live, where they work, and hopefully they come visit.
According to this memorandum of understanding, it would also be part of a special taxing district. Money made there would go right back to funding debt and maintaining the stadium. Kennesaw State economy professor J.C. Bradbury says that's tax revenue that could have previously been spent elsewhere.
Before that tax revenue that was being spent elsewhere was funding something else. So it might have been funding roads, or it might have been funding public safety. And now that tax money is going to fund the stadium.
Lamping says the structure of the tax would still have to be negotiated with the city.
I think we need it. You look at Nashville and what they've built, Indianapolis and what they've built.
For local coverage you can count on, I'm Robert Grant, Action News Jax.
Well, the Jags have wrapped up another community huddle for its proposed stadium of the future. And tonight on Action News Jax at 10 and 11, we will ask team leaders specifics about community input on the proposal and what they may be learning from the public. This is the last week the team will host these huddles. The final one is scheduled for Thursday afternoon. There are 2 more tomorrow. The first starts at 11:30, and it is at the grounds of Grace Coffee Shop. You can find a list of the other scheduled huddles on actionnewsjax.com.
Right now, giving you a live look, or a look rather, over Jacksonville Beach. A couple of people were taking advantage of the sunny afternoon. There's that live look for you. But City Council is considering a change you might want to keep in mind for future beach trips. Tomorrow night, Jax Beach City Council will consider an ordinance to prevent people from jumping off the pier. If passed, jumping from the pier would come with a $50 fine. The city says the measure wouldn't apply to lifeguards actively training or responding to an emergency. And as summer starts tomorrow, state officials are stressing to keep safety a top priority when you're out on the water. Action News Jax Princess Shawnee Steverson sat in a meeting today where Florida's Department of Children and Family Services stressed the importance of swim safety and supervision.
Today, Florida's Department of Children and Family Services held a press conference where they stressed the importance of swim safety and supervision.
If they ever get in the water and they get in a situation, I always want to make sure they get themselves out of it.
This morning, Jax local Julianne Pellissier and mom to 8-year-old Aiden and 7-year-old Leon came to Jax Beach to kickstart the beginning of summer. She told me both boys learned how to swim at the age of 3.
Boogie boards. Swimming in the water?
But swimming in the Sunshine State can be a danger, especially for younger children. According to Florida's Department of Children and Family Services, Florida loses more kids under the age of 5 to drownings than any other state in the nation. That's why today in Winter Park, Florida, DCF officials are talking about water safety and adult supervision when swimming, just as summer starts.
For one, I don't take my eyes off of them. For two, if they're in the water, I'm in the water. And 3, they don't go above their knee, and they always stay in pairs.
So I don't go too far and it don't pull me into the deep.
Jax Beach Ocean Rescue's Training and Operations Officer Max Urbanian urges, quote, if you have children around the water, there must always be at least one adult with the sole task of supervising the children. For local coverage you can count on in Jax Beach, I'm Princess Janae Steverson, Action News Jax.
President Biden is making a campaign swing through California. The president is Palo Alto. He's expected to tout his administration's investments in climate commitments. One of those investments is a $575 million program the president is set to announce during his trip. It's to help coastal communities withstand extreme weather and other climate impacts.
Our mission is to leave woke ideology in the dustbin of history. I chose for us to go.
And after a stop in Nevada, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis also campaigning in California. Right now, he's in Sacramento for a fundraiser. GOP strategists expect DeSantis to try and appeal to Trump voters and touch on his plan to address illegal immigration.
Tomorrow, a soldier presumed dead during the Korean War will be buried at the Jacksonville National Cemetery. This is a photo right here of Army Corporal George T. Grimes. He was known as Tommy. Grimes was only 19 when he was declared missing in action in 1950. His remains were found in South Korea last year. His graveside service starts at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon.
Also tomorrow, DCPS holding a special meeting related to its search for a new superintendent. The Florida School Boards Association is advising them in the search process. FSBA says DCPS should first consider who will find the district's next leader. The organization says DCPS also needs to hear from parents, staff, and students about what they want in the new superintendent. FSBA says that the board also needs a timeline for when the new superintendent will start.
If you live in St. Augustine, you might see a lot of police at school this week, but the department says not to be alarmed. We've mapped out where you'll see police officers this week. The department says there's a training exercise being held at the schools here on your screen. So take a close look. The training is each week through Thursday from 8 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. If you're looking for work in Clay County, have your resume ready. We're a month away from a job fair to work for the county school district. The district is hiring for instructional and support positions. The job fair's on July 19th from 4 to 6 in the afternoon at Fleming Island High School.
From the Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Next on the list after Brent is Cindy, and then I'm also tracking some local storms that have just started firing up in St. Johns County. This is west of St. Augustine, our First Alert Skycam network right now. Just track these storms and the tropics in your First Alert weather in just a few minutes.
And you want to see this video of a tornado touching down in Florida? We'll show you where this storm was spotted.
And a special reunion for Jacksonville's military families, the month-long trip bringing these sailors back home.